Hey, this is Jonathan. The question is, hey, can you recommend a percentage of gross revenue that I should spend on marketing? And I've heard about this. I've heard this question a bunch. I've been asked this question. I've read people try to answer this question, and I've seen articles about the question, and people say anywhere from 1% to 3% to 4%. But I honestly don't at all get the question. It doesn't make any sense. I understand why you ask it. I asked the same question in the beginning, but let me give you an example of how to think about this, and I think you'll understand what I'm saying, why, in a sense, it's a silly question. And I don't mean that silly towards you at all, because I asked the very same question. But when you hear what I've got to say here, I think you'll understand what I mean by that. So, if you send out a door hanger, and let's say that this door hanger cost you 18 cents in printing and distribution to get it to the door. And when you put out that door hanger, you get back a client that's going to spend $800 a year with you. So obviously you're not going to put out one door hanger and get one client. It doesn't work that way. But you may put out 100 door hangers and get a client. The return's actually probably not going to be that good, but let's use that for an example. Let's say your door hanger was so good, for every 100 door hangers you put out, you would get back roughly one client. So 18 cents times 100, that's not a lot of money. But in the example I just gave you, you get back a client that will spend $800 from you. And that's $800 in year one. How many years is this client going to stay with you? Are they going to stay with you 2 years, 3 years, 5 years? So what's your average lifespan of a client? Another way to think about it is the client valuation, or the lifetime value of the client. So if a client on average stays with you for 4 years and they're worth $800 a year to you, then that client is worth to your business $3,200. So you spent 18 cents times 100 flyers, and you got a client that's worth $3,200 to you. All right, so now let's say you made $10,000 and you want to only spend 3% of your gross revenue on marketing, because that's some rule that you heard. That's $300 in marketing. So that means that you can only do so many door hangers and you'll hit your $300. But what's happened all along the way, because your door hanger was so well written and you were putting it in the right areas, that for every 100 door hangers you put out, you got back a client worth $3,200. So would you really stop when you hit $300 and say, oh wow, 3%, some guru told me 3%, I'm stopping here? That'd be the stupidest thing you could do, because for every so many dollars you spent, remember 18 cents times 100, for every time you did that, you got a client worth $3,200, and you said when you got to 300, that was a magic amount of money you're going to spend for the year on marketing, and you're done. How many clients would you be turning away? And so that's why I think this question of how much money should I spend is silly. So here's another analogy. Let's say you make $1 million a year, and you heard that you should spend 3% of your gross revenue on marketing every year, 30 grand. So if you mail out $10,000 in postcards and door hangers and you get back two clients, we'll use the same numbers. So you get back two clients, so those two clients have a total lifetime value of $6,400, $3,200 each. And you spent $10,000 to get them. Is that a good deal? It's going to take you 4 years, and you're still not going to have even achieved you're going to have spent 10,000 on marketing. You've got back $6,400. You haven't even matched the what you spent. I mean, the gross revenue off that stuff doesn't even pay off your marketing expense. Terrible. So would you spend another $10,000 on marketing because there's a guru that said spend 3%? That'd be dumb too, because you'd be throwing money down the drain. So I don't think this idea of what should I spend makes any sense at all. Because if I can figure out how to spend money to get clients, and it's cost effective, and so if I spend $100 and I can get a client back and get my $100 in profit back from that client in 2 months, I'd spend every bit of money I could possibly spend to keep growing my business. Now, the reason that doesn't realistically work is because what I find is marketing isn't my problem. My problem is finding all the employees fast enough, training them, building the sales team, growing the office staff, all those other things, financing it. All those things are the real problems. Marketing, when you figure it out, isn't the problem. Generally, it's not. So my point is, assuming you had no problems with scaling the business and you could hire people and train them as fast as you could find them, or as fast as you could sell new clients, assuming that were the case, why would you ever limit your marketing dollars to some percentage? Because it makes no sense, because every time you put more money out there in terms of marketing dollars, you get back a whole lot more money. Wouldn't you do that over and over again? It'd be like, if I gave you $1 and you gave me back $4, I'll give you dollars all day long if you'll keep giving me $4 every time. Why would I ever say, well, I'm going to stop after giving you $10? That'd be crazy. I'm going to give you dollars over and over again because you're giving me $4 back every time. If that's how your marketing's working, you don't want to honor some percentage. You want to market as fast as you can, over and over again, turn that money as fast as you can, keep getting clients, and your limiting factor is going to be, can you hire employees fast enough? Can you scale the company fast enough? Can you keep your quality standards? Are you going to get into cash flow problems because operationally what it costs you to buy the equipment, the trucks, and scale the business? That's the stuff that's going to slow you down. So I wouldn't put a limitation on your marketing. I'd put a limitation on any marketing that doesn't work. I'd stop it immediately and try something else. But in terms of working marketing, do as much as you can, as long as you can grow the business and keep the quality and keep your clients extremely happy.